Hey, to introduce us, my name is Connor Kinnear. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Passle. Just for those of you who don't know Passle, we've built a little tool that makes it much easier for busy experts to demonstrate expertise and thought leadership online. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Emily Miller.
Hello, everyone.
Who is the founder of Marshall Walker, the LinkedIn Tutors. And Emily's in a great position where she gets to work with some of the biggest professional services firms in the world and helps them and the experts within those organizations really understand LinkedIn, get the most from LinkedIn, and really understand how they can start driving new business through LinkedIn as well. So delighted you could be here with us today, Emily.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
No probs. So the format of today, we're only going to be here about 25, 30 minutes. And really, we're just going to answer a couple of questions that I hear a lot and certainly that Emily's asked every day in her business, and see if we can give you a few practical takeaways that you can go back to your organizations and for yourselves today and really start making the most of LinkedIn. So first up, Emily, the first question was, what can professionals do to make their profile stand out really effectively? What are some of those key things that they can do?
Okay, it is so important to make sure you stand out, your profile stands out because whatever you do on LinkedIn, people will then view your profile. So it's absolutely key. I see it as it's the foundation stone on which everything else that you might do on LinkedIn are really online, because if you're doing anything online, they will check you out on LinkedIn, what it says about you. So let's have a look at the slide. Okay, so make it visual. Why not? 68% of the population are very visual, and that's how they understand things. So why not go for that majority and make sure you have images on your profile. Now you can see I've got helping you build your business through LinkedIn on mine. You may, let's say your business is based in London and most of your clients are in London. You may want to have a landscape of London. You may want to have a list of the services you offer. Whatever it is, it really helps your profile stand out and make a difference. Okay, now the keywords are really important too. So as you can see in this slide, we hit Control and F, and you can see it in the top right hand corner, and we're going to do the search right now, but please do this yourself on your LinkedIn profile. So Connor, let's go to LinkedIn.
And what's that for? Your most important keywords,
Yeah,
Emily?
yes, it is. So think about what keywords someone would use to search for you online and the services your organization offers. What is it?
Okay, well let's do it. Let's do a live demo, Emily, and I hope that this doesn't mess up on us now. So I'm going to go live to your LinkedIn profile,
Okay.
and you obviously specialize in LinkedIn. So let's
Yeah.
type in LinkedIn and see how many come up. Okay, so I've hit Control F. I've hit search LinkedIn, and I can see there's 96 occasions where you've mentioned LinkedIn. Do you want to talk us through
Yeah,
those?
yeah. Surprise, surprise. LinkedIn is all over my profile. So think about your keywords or phrases. Do this and see. Now let's go through mine and show you where I put keywords. Number one, where Connor has the cursor. Yes, that is your headline. It's really important to have the right keywords in your headline, because remember, when someone's searching for your skills, let's say on LinkedIn, what they will see is a list of people who offer those skills or expertise. And if you don't have those keywords in, that's called your headline, they may click through and look at someone who has put it in their headline. For example, let's say you're a partner at XYZ firm, but actually you are a family solicitor. Well, if you hadn't put family solicitor or family lawyer in your headline, they don't know what kind of partner you are, what you actually, what your speciality is. If you don't have it there, they may skip through and go to someone else. So let's scroll down. See the posts I've done? If you're not doing posts on LinkedIn, and Passle really shows you an easy way to do posts. You see how LinkedIn is in all the headlines. So make sure you put keywords in the headlines of your LinkedIn post. And one thing I do want to mention is Google highly ranks LinkedIn. This is called a long form post. That means someone might be searching for something around LinkedIn on Google, so that's not through LinkedIn, but on Google, and find your LinkedIn post. Now, if that happens, just think of the power of that. What that says is you're an expert. You're such an expert in what you do that you came top in an organic search on Google. So it's great to have those keywords.
So really there you're saying, Emily, don't just say I'm the partner at a law firm or I'm
No,
a consultant. Start going into the niche that you actually specialize in and talk
exactly.
about that.
Exactly. And if you only work with a certain sector, then please have that. If you only work in financial services, say that. If you only work in London, why not put London in there? Yeah. Okay. So background. This is your summary. Now this is where you're really setting your stall out. So I've got 2 pain points. So 2 questions. So think about what you help your clients do. What pain do you solve for them? So you may want to have a couple questions around that, then talk about what you do, and then I've got a call to action at the bottom. Do you see the bit where it says for a free copy of Growing Your Business with LinkedIn, 5 Top Tips, go to the website. So why not use your summary as an opportunity to drive people to your website and to where they can sign in, put in their email address, and grow your database.
Okay, so you're saying the summary is a very important part of it because
It
I
is.
work with many clients and they don't have any summary at all. They just go straight
I
into
know.
what their current role is then.
I know, I know. And it's better if you do have a summary where you talk about what you do. Let's say you're a solicitor and you've had some high profile cases. Why not mention those in the summary? So it's an opportunity for you to really put yourself out there as an expert in what you do. Because remember, people don't scroll very far. Have the summary, have those cases, whatever you want to show right there where they can see it easily, and then a call to action at the bottom.
Okay.
Now, if you scroll a little bit lower, then why not have some visuals? I should put in a new visual. That's a boring visual of me doing a workshop there. And I've got a little video. So if you've got any visuals, videos, white papers, PDFs of presentations, whatever it is, why not load them there? Because that's perfect. People only have to scroll a little bit and then they can see it.
And that's a very easy thing to do, isn't it, Emily? All you
Super
have to do is
easy.
take the URL for that video or for that article you've written and just edit that into your summary.
Exactly. That's all you have to do, or you can upload a file if you need to do that. Then publications. So I've written a book recently for lawyers in LinkedIn, so I put that at the top. And so if you've done something recently that you want to highlight, stick it up at the top. And then I go into my experience and look. So I've got founder of Marshall Walker, but do you see how I've added keywords in my position?
Hmm.
So if you're, let's say you're a solicitor, you're a partner, so partner, and then I call that the pipe. Just that line is clean. So then you could have the pipe and then you could say family law or you could say litigation, whatever it is that you do.
Okay,
Okay?
that's really interesting because again, with many of my clients, they go straight into their current position. So it's just really what LinkedIn tends to be for a lot of people is just someone's CV, and they
Yes.
connect with old university buddies and things. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so the majority of people aren't doing this summary or adding in their posts and things as well.
That's true. That's true. And you've really made a good point about CV. Okay.
Okay.
If you're looking for a job, your LinkedIn profile has to position you in a totally different way than if you're looking for new business and to build relationships with your current clients. You know, and that's what we specialize in. So if you're looking to use LinkedIn as a business development tool and a marketing tool, then you have to tell your professional story and not talk about the fact that you manage 100 people. A client's really not interested in how many people you manage. They want to know what you can do for them. So throughout your career, you pull out things you've done that would be important for them to know. And the rest really doesn't matter. So it is a totally way of getting your head around LinkedIn, but it works.
Okay.
Okay, so do you
And
want?
just on that, I suppose the good thing about that everyone's, well, the majority of people are pretty hopeless at filling in this
Yeah,
effectively. So if you actually do it well, the bar is now set so low
that's
to
true.
be seen as the best in LinkedIn
Yeah,
is
yeah.
actually not that difficult with a little bit of effort.
You're absolutely right because people don't put enough effort into their LinkedIn profile, and it's absolutely key. Even if you say, oh, they can go on the website and find out about me, they will go on LinkedIn, I can guarantee you, and if it doesn't say what it needs to say about you, you may be shooting yourself in the foot.
Okay, great.
Okay?
So there's a wee test for everyone, I suppose, Emily. Go and search the most important word for your thing.
Yep.
Emily's up to 96 mentions of LinkedIn, so let's see if you can get anywhere close to that.
And we'll scroll down a little bit farther but I know we don't want to spend a lot of time on it. But you see how LinkedIn is all over my profile. Even with, if you scroll a little bit lower, with positions I've had in the past. So again, let's just go back to being a partner. If you were a partner and you were a litigator with another firm before you're with the firm you are now, why not put it in there? So it keyword optimizes your LinkedIn profile, and that means that if everything else is equal, your profile is more likely to come up in a search for those keywords. Okay, and obviously if you scroll down, Connor, in your skills, make sure those keywords are in your skills. A lot of people don't do that. So let's scroll down, have a look, and see LinkedIn up there. Maybe some of you don't realize it, but LinkedIn changed, it's probably about a year ago. But once you have your skills listed, you can move them around, because I have a whole lot of endorsements from marketing strategy, because LinkedIn keeps on flagging these things that people should,
Okay.
and people
And
don't
that's
think
quite a
about what I do.
generic term, so
It
you really want to
is.
focus on those key LinkedIn ones
Yes.
then as well.
So look what I've done. I've put LinkedIn, my keywords up there at the top. So you do the same.
Great. So really, in summary to that, I suppose the takeaway for me is that get that summary filled out before anything else, and get those
Yes.
keywords for
Yes.
whatever it is you specialize in
Yes.
all over that LinkedIn profile.
Completely.
Great.
And tell your story. Tell
Super.
your professional story.
So we're going to pop back to the PowerPoint deck now. And the next question was then, how can I start using LinkedIn to its real full potential? What are those real key little bits I can get out of LinkedIn to really make the most of it, which probably my peers and competitors aren't currently doing?
Absolutely. Great question. Now, LinkedIn is a great place for showing that you're an expert in what you do. Absolutely, no doubt about it. But what I've seen is many people don't realize the value of using LinkedIn to just gently stay top of mind by going to your homepage in your LinkedIn account and looking at what your connections are sharing. Okay, so if you do that, and for example, here's a connection likes this particular article, I might want to like or comment on it. They will see that I liked or I commented on it, and they will appreciate that. So I didn't even produce any content, but I'm showing them I'm interested in what they're sharing. And if your business is built around deep, long-lasting business relationships, and because I work mostly in professional services and financial services, and that's absolutely key to the health of the business, why not use LinkedIn as an efficient way to just stay top of mind by looking at what people are sharing, key people who are important to your business, and liking and sharing and commenting if you feel comfortable doing it and if it's of value. Obviously, if I thought this was a really rubbish article, I would not like it. I would not share it, wouldn't make any comment. So obviously be sincere, but if you see something that someone who's key to your business is sharing, why not have a look and think about liking, commenting, or sharing it?
And how do you recommend to people who do that? Just to spend a little bit of time every day,
Yeah.
or do it on the commuter, or what do you say to your clients, Emily?
It could be 5 minutes when you're having your cup of tea or coffee in the morning or you're on the train. If you've got the app on your phone, have a look, see what people are sharing, and if it's someone who's important to you, why not have a deeper look and see if you feel comfortable liking,
And that
commenting,
just keeps you
sharing.
top of mind of those key
It
clients and
does.
prospects'
So
heads
you
then.
don't have to call them every day. You don't have to, bug them, but they know you're there. And so when they have a problem that you can solve, they remember you instead of your competitor. I just want to throw out this little piece of research by HubSpot, and that is 50% of people are more likely to do business with a company they're engaging with on LinkedIn.
Okay, great.
So if you're spending time staying top of mind on LinkedIn and a client or potential client has a problem you can solve, they're probably more likely, 50% more likely to give you a call than your competitor who's not staying engaged at all. So
Okay,
think about it.
great. And yeah, again, I see that with some of my clients, Emily.
Yeah.
Everyone's an expert at what they do, because you can't do your job, whether you're a lawyer or a consultant or an accountant,
Mhm.
without being an expert. But your competitors are all experts as well.
Exactly.
So by doing this, it just starts to differentiate you, because everyone can say they're an expert, but actually demonstrating your expertise and being all over the relevant things in LinkedIn is a real
Exactly.
differentiator then.
It is.
Great.
Definitely.
And you mentioned this as well about strategically growing your network. Do you want to talk us through that then as
Sure,
well?
sure. Um, Obviously, I'm sure all of you know it's really important to connect, but I want to just talk about the value of why connecting is so important. When people do a search on LinkedIn, you may have noticed one of the, your endorsements and your recommendations, your keywords, this all comes into play. But one of the most important things is actually how relevant, so how closely you're connected to the person who's searching. Okay? So here you are, there you are, and your first level connections are the people you've connected to. Well, I have found so many clients that aren't connecting with their clients through LinkedIn. So you need to think, okay, to yourself, if you're connecting to your clients, are my clients connected to other potential clients? What would be the answer, Connor, for you?
I
Are
think
they?
I think yes is
Yeah.
the answer, of
Okay.
course.
If you think they are, then it's absolutely key for you to make sure that you're connecting with all your clients, all your past clients and influencers, because when their connections do a search for what you do, you will come much higher in a search.
It's interesting. I mean, every time I ever have a meeting with anyone in London, on my way back to West Oxfordshire on the train in the
Yeah,
evening, I always go through LinkedIn for anyone I've met that day and make sure that I'm connected with those people then.
absolutely. So many people don't do that, but definitely do that. And just so you know, the new app, now has a way for you to customize your personal invitation via the app, which is brilliant. Okay?
Great. Okay.
So, but it's just really important to make this very basic point, but a point that not many people are doing. So grow your network, because you will be exposed. You'll be much more visible with a larger amount of people through doing that.
Great. Okay. The next thing is, what is the best way to connect with the right people on LinkedIn? And we were talking a little bit about this earlier,
Yeah,
Emily, and we talked a lot about again, not just saying you're an expert, but demonstrating you're an expert through content.
that's right.
And I was telling you the story, we work with a lot of law firms and accountancy firms and financial services firms like
Sure.
yourselves. And the way I often describe it to these busy professionals is that using LinkedIn, it's a little bit like the breakfast seminar, because these professionals often understand, what a breakfast seminar is. That's when you get 20 people in the room and
That's
you
right.
give them some free coffee and steel croissants, and you talk about something that's happened in the niche you work in.
Yeah.
And by helping those people with some sort of content or a speech or a talk that helps them do their job more effectively, you also at the same time demonstrate that you're the expert in that field. And when we work with our clients, we say LinkedIn's very similar to the breakfast seminar. If you can write, expert content, whether it's blog or an insight or market commentary, and share it through LinkedIn, that's just like sharing it on the breakfast seminar.
It
But
is.
instead of doing it to 20 people once a quarter, you can do it to thousands of people every single day.
Exactly. So it's a great way to raise your profile with a much wider audience through LinkedIn.
Great. And actually, that's what we say. You use LinkedIn to share your expertise, and for me, that's how you really do start to differentiate from everyone else who just has their CV. So by doing those things you're talking, really improve your profile with the images and the background images, fill in the summary, and get those right keywords in there. And then if you can start demonstrating that expertise, as I said, through inside articles,
Sure.
through blogs, and through commentary, then you can really start to own the niche that you work in.
That's right.
I actually have a couple of examples I'll
Yeah.
give you a wee look at, Emily.
Please show us. You've got some great ones, Connor.
So this is a chap that we work with called Paul Bannister, and he uses Passle to create his content. And unlike many people, Paul used to create some content on his LinkedIn Pulse and blog
Yeah.
posts, but it was very difficult for him to do that on a regular basis because he's so busy. Now that he creates this regular kind of thought leadership, timely highly relevant content. He always shares it to his LinkedIn group, to his LinkedIn connections. And by sharing that to his LinkedIn connections, you'll see here that other people are actually commenting on what he had to say. And again, it's great when people share other content, but what I find is that people are really empowered to share their own content, because if someone does comment or discuss it, then they're in a much better position to reply to that comment. So
Yes.
you can see here Richard Mowbray and Jason Andrew, they're commenting on this piece of content, and then down here at the bottom, Paul's replying to that. He's making stronger connections, and he's probably doing more business on the back of this as well.
Absolutely.
So that's sharing your connections. However, I also see a lot of people who really struggle to get anyone to like their content. So, for example, if I write a piece of content and share it to my LinkedIn connections, maybe I just have my old university buddy saying, "Shut it, Kinnear. Nobody cares about what you have to say."
I'm sure they wouldn't say that.
Well, I don't know about that. But if you share that content, if I share it to, say, a group that's interested in marketing content, so maybe Marketing Week or marketing communications for CMOs, then people are much more interested in that. And I've got a nice example of that. This gentleman called David Key, he's the managing director of a manufacturing software company. And he used to always share his content to his LinkedIn connections. And he didn't get much feedback or reply on that, because not all his connections were interested in manufacturing software, and maybe it's a bit of a dry subject for most of it. But when we talked to David about sharing that content to the relevant LinkedIn groups, and for some people, they maybe have to spend a bit of time with their marketing team or whatever, understanding LinkedIn groups and really making sure they're joining the right ones where their clients and potential clients are hanging out.
That's right.
David then found a group where his connections didn't care about manufacturing software. He found a group where all they cared about was manufacturing software, and that's all they talked about all day long. So he shared this one piece of thought leadership there. He had 49 comments on that post.
Amazing.
And 195 likes. And he actually emailed us to say these 195 likes are potentially 195 new warm clients for his business. So it's kind of what you were saying to me earlier. It's all about trying to talk to those relevant people as well.
It is.
And I think you're going to show us now how to talk to the relevant people as well, aren't you?
So here we go. Obviously, Connor just said it's really important to be in the right groups. I see lots of people that are in peer-to-peer groups. That's absolutely fine. But if you're using LinkedIn for business development and marketing, you need to be in groups where your clients are, not your competitors.
So let's have a wee look at if we do that live, Emily. Maybe you can just show us on a live example.
Okay, super. So here's a group I'm in, London Business School group. So if you want to find your groups, could you just show people, because a lot of people don't even know where to interest, and then you go to groups, and then you'll see your groups. Okay.
Open that up in a new tab.
And then all you have to do is, and LinkedIn groups have changed a lot recently, the look, the feel, and how it all works. And then once you go to your groups, so my group's up there at the top, and you can be in 50 groups. That's not a problem. I'm probably in close to 50 groups, and then put in London Business School. That's not a problem, but obviously you're not going to spend time in 50 groups. So really 2 to 3 groups is all you need to really focus on and be involved in and raise your profile in, and that's where your clients are. So here's a group, and let's say I am working in the financial services sector, and here's someone, Igor, who is going to be speaking at London Business School. This is a perfect opportunity. I don't know him, but why not reach out to him through a LinkedIn group? So I could so why not like it? Because I'm sure this is going to be interesting on restructuring emerging markets. And then I could write a message saying, hey, Igor, I think we've got it in there.
Yeah, so there we go. Igor, sounds really interesting. Look forward to attending and meeting you.
Yeah.
So we're going to post that to Igor. And what's Igor going to see now? What's going to happen to Igor's end, Emily?
He will be notified that I have responded or commented on his discussion, which is brilliant. And so what does that mean? If you comment or like discussions in a LinkedIn group, your profile views will increase 4 times. So see, I've spent, how long did that take? 10 seconds?
10 seconds, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now Igor's probably going to go look at my LinkedIn profile, okay? Now, isn't this the perfect opportunity to reach out to him and send him an invitation to connect? Yeah? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Will we do that now?
do it on my phone because I don't have his email address.
Fine, let's
Yeah.
do it on your phone then later on. No problems at all.
But see, if I do that, then he will probably accept because remember, we started a conversation. Yeah, so I'm building that relationship. And then once we connect, I have his email address. I can start a conversation. Maybe I can send him some useful information on how he can raise his profile with his clients. And then I might have a coffee. We might set up a coffee, and then off we go. So hopefully you can see there's so much value in LinkedIn groups, and it's around, promoting your thought leadership, talking about that, and getting involved in conversations
Great.
and connecting and getting
Super.
that meeting.
Okay. So finally here then, just before we wrap up, some questions. So we have got a couple of questions coming in the question panel here. The first question we've been asked is, I sometimes feel like a bit of a stalker. Should I turn on or off the ability for people to see if I've looked at their profile? So what do you think about that, Emily? Should we let you see if you've been stalking people or turn that off?
Okay, this question comes up all the time, and I would say if you have a meeting with a prospect or a client, I think they would appreciate seeing that you're looking at their LinkedIn profile. It shows you're doing some homework. Yeah. Now, if you're going to look at them every day for 3 weeks, that's a little bit different. I wouldn't do that. So if you're looking at clients or prospects, let them see. If you're looking at your competitors or you don't want people to see, then go to your settings, and where is that? It's in the top right-hand corner of your LinkedIn profile. Yeah, if you go to mine, I just show them because a lot of people don't know where to find it. So it's right up there in the top right-hand corner. See the little mini photo of me? Right there, yeah? And then you go to privacy and settings, you go in there and you manage it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah,
Anyway,
unfortunately,
okay,
it takes us forever to put in my LinkedIn.
no
I
problems at
do
all.
have a good password, and I do, so I can't.
Okay.
Anyway, so go there and change it so you can be anonymous. So either be visible or anonymous. Don't pick the middle choice. And if you're anonymous, go look at who you want to look at, and then come back and change it. Because LinkedIn does, if you're not allowing people to see that you're looking at them, then you, for the most part, can't see who's looking at you either, your profile. So I would have it on there mostly. And did you have another question?
Yeah, I've got two more quickly. We've just got 2 minutes left here. I'll assume in that one then you shouldn't be stalking ex-girlfriends and boyfriends as well,
Yeah,
Emily. And
not a good
then
thing. But
okay,
if you are being stalked, there is a blocking facility on
okay,
LinkedIn
great.
now.
The next question was, should I share my connections with my other connects? So I think this point refers to at the bottom, should I be allowing the people I'm connected with to see who else I'm connected with?
Okay, I would say you control this in your settings. So there are two choices. Either you share your connections with your connections or it's only you. Okay? I would say, LinkedIn is about networking. That's what it's really about. So networking is about being open. So I would say do share your connections. But if you're in a sector where it's very competitive and you actually think a connection is going to go through your connections and try to poach them, then maybe you want to have it only you. But I would say to you, it's really important to focus on building those client relationships so poaching really isn't possible. So think about that. Use LinkedIn to build the relationships, and poaching is a lot less likely. But again, I'd say it's up to you. But I do allow anyone to see my contacts.
Great. And I think we've got 30 seconds left. So one final question here. It says, I read the horror story about the lawyer who commented on someone's profile picture by saying they look stunning. How can I avoid a similar situation happening to me?
Yeah. Has that ever happened to you, Connor?
It hasn't happened to me, no. What do you mean? That someone saying I look stunning?
Yeah.
It's definitely
No,
not.
it hasn't happened to me either. But this is something you probably saw in the news back in September where a barrister connected with a lawyer. He accepted, then he wrote to her and said that her profile picture was stunning and that she would win an award if there was an award. She took great offense about his comments. She took a picture of what he said, what she said, and put it on Twitter, and that's when it became viral. The moral of this story is don't do anything on LinkedIn that you wouldn't want your colleagues or your family to see, because remember, that conversation happened in the messaging area of LinkedIn, which is private. That wasn't a status update. That was private. But she chose to put it on Twitter, so you never know what people will do. So just remember, don't behave on LinkedIn in a way that you wouldn't in a normal offline networking situation. I doubt that he would have gone up to her and said the very first thing, "You're stunning."
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, okay, well, who knows? They say that. So I think there's a bit of common sense to come in there as well.
Absolutely. Common sense comes in handy all the time.
Great, Emily. Well, I think that's our half hour up. That was really interesting. And some key takeaways for me really were make sure that that profile is really filled in, and you've got all the different bits filled in with really nice images, a background image, and make it really visual.
Yes.
Secondly, then to fill in that summary and get those keywords for the niche area that you work in.
That's right.
And thirdly, I suppose, create content that demonstrates your expertise. So instead of just saying, I'm an expert at this thing, demonstrate that expertise.
Exactly.
And really, finally, it's just that from the sound of things, the majority of people are really struggling with doing this effectively. So if you do make that little bit of an effort and go and do these things we've talked about today, you can really stand out from your peers and your competitors then.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you so much for inviting me. I've really enjoyed this, Connor.
No problem. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. As ever, it would be great to hear your feedback. And if anyone has any questions, please do let us know.
And do connect with us on LinkedIn if you'd like to.
Okay. All the very best. Thank you.
Take care. Bye, everyone.